Title card: Incentives. An insensitive look at the incentives that motivate. What if I told you that the deepest conflicts we face in politics, in business, even in our families are often driven not by malice, but by a simple misunderstanding of timing and role? There's a powerful idea, a kind of symbolism, that completely resets how we view disagreement, and it does three quiet, revolutionary things at once. First, it completely demoralizes the roles we play. Think about it. Our society loves to assign moral weight. The person who needs help is often seen as less than, and the person providing help is seen as superior. But this symbolism strips that away entirely. No one is inherently bad for needing food, for being in a state of depletion, and equally, no one is inherently better just for being the one who builds or provides. We are all moving through different necessary phases. When you remove the moral judgment, you can finally see the situation clearly, without the emotional baggage of blame or superiority. Second, this idea fundamentally retemporalizes the argument. It forces us to recognize that these are phases, not permanent positions. Conflict often arises because we treat temporary needs as if they define a person forever. We forget the natural cycle. There is the time of famine, and only after that struggle is addressed can the time of restoration and building truly begin. Famine comes first, restoration comes later. If you try to build a complex structure while people are starving, your priorities are wrong, and your structure will fail. This perspective shows us that what looks like opposition is really just sequential necessity. And this leads to the third most critical function. It blocks the destructive pattern known as purity spirals. Purity spirals happen when people compete to be the most ideologically virtuous, often pushing extreme, unworkable positions. When you introduce this temporal symbolism, the idea that both needing resources and creating resources are necessary, steps anyone arguing for an absolute, single solution instantly sounds foolish, not virtuous. If someone stands up and says, "We should only ever be a storehouse," they ignore the necessity of building the future. If someone else screams, "We should only ever be carpenters," they ignore the immediate, life-sustaining needs of the present. Both positions, isolated, become ridiculous. This symbolism forces us to embrace the complexity, to understand that wisdom lies in recognizing where we are in the cycle. We need the storehouse now, and the carpenter next. Understanding this relationship, this quiet, powerful symbolism of roles and phases is the key to moving beyond gridlock and truly collaborating. It lets us stop fighting over who is right and start focusing on what needs to be done when. If this approach resonates with how you tackle problems, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into effective thinking. Thanks for watching.